wanting to buy this truck, and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
And here we are at Glacier Peak High School, the splendor of it all. You see actually Mount Rainier out in the distance there. It's a beautiful setting here at Glacier Peak and home of the Glacier Peak 2018 Top of the Peak Holiday Tournament right here on STSPN.com. It's time for the nightcap. That's right, our fourth and final game of the day. And so far, the three that we've had have been one-sided as it's turned out, especially getting into the second quarter. Let's recap how things have gone. Glacier Peak with a 76-61 victory over Peninsula in game number 1. And then after that, it was Sunnyside taking care of Kent Lake 64-33. And the game completed about 30 minutes ago. Chiawana 60, Edmonds Woodway 43. So to set the stage for you, coming up tomorrow for our first semifinal game, which will be at 4:30, it will be the Glacier Peak Grizzlies against the Sunnyside Grizzlies. And then also in our second semifinal game, that'll be at 6:15 p.m. Chiawana will face the winner of this next game between Lewis and Clark and WF West. So Lewis and Clark is in Spokane and WF West is in Chehalis. And we are ready to get you the starting lineups for this game. Lewis and Clark is going to be the visiting team in this game. Gabe Medrano is their head coach, and he is in his second season. Let's take a look at their starters. First of all, 5'11" guard forward senior Kaylee Bishop. Also, and a really good one right here, a 6-foot swing player at guard and forward, a senior Jacinta Buckley. 5'7" point guard is sophomore Andy Zylak. Also starting at guard, 5'10" senior Dominique Arquette. And in the post position, a 6'3" senior Ariana Reeves. It is Bishop, Buckley, Zylak, Arquette, and Reeves for the Lewis and Clark Tigers of Spokane. Assistant coaches Jennifer Dixon and Jordan Smith under head coach Gabe Medrano. Now for WF West, and this is a good ball club right here. Tom Kelly is their head coach. Their assistant coaches are Taj Brunfield and Angie Brunfield and Dan Kelly. Starting at one guard position, 5'9" junior Maggie Vidala. Also starting at a guard forward position is a freshman, that's right, a freshman, Drea Brumfield. Starting at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, Maddie Menke. Also at guard, 5'5" senior Courtney Bennett. And at forward, a 6-foot senior, Maddie Hawkinson. So it's Vidala, Brumfield, Maddie Menke, Bennett, and Hawkinson. And we've got some sisters on the team too. You'll hear some others with different first names out there. So yeah, how about this matchup right here as WF West, a team that is coming off a state championship. The WF West team out of Chehalis, the Bearcats, coming up last year, they finished in first place in 2A. They're out of the Evergreen 2A League, and they came through. Let's take a look at how that went for them. Last year, 10-0, perfect record in the Evergreen 2A League under head coach Tom Kelly. They went 25-2 overall, 7-0 in the playoffs. They swept right through it and came up with a championship over a familiar name. That was Archbishop Murphy in the 2A title game at the Yakima Sun Dome, and that was a few months ago back in March. And they have just had a nice run throughout the years, picking up a third place in 2017, second place in 2015. They also won the state title in 2014, so they have won it 2 of the last 5 years. And so they're going to be a tough foe. But then again, you've got Lewis and Clark as a 4A school, so a 2A against a 4A as these two teams get after it here. And we'll see how it breaks out and shakes out as Todd, we've seen these one-sided games so far and keep thinking, well, okay, one of these is going to get closer. And I thought when Edmonds Woodway cut it to a 12-point deficit, maybe they'd make a run in that last game, but they ended up losing by 17 to Chiawana. So what do you think going into this one?
know much about either one of these teams, but I know that if you played hard against Murphy, you must have the muster to get in there.
There you go. Your expert analysis.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy.
So we have the presenting sponsors, Ace Hardware of Everett and Lake Stevens, and also Raritan's of Monroe. We'll tell you about them as we go along. We got the jump ball taking place, and that's going to lead to another held ball as they try to sort things out. The officials for this one are Jeff Weatherby, Garrett Galbraith, and Riaz Kanji.
Riaz?
He's here. I see him. I run into him a lot through the course of the year. He's just a very personable guy. Also, he is an official for volleyball, which I have a pretty deep interest in. So do you.
He doesn't know anything about volleyball, though.
All right, I'm going to step away from that comment.
No, Riaz, he always has his wife and everybody listening, so I'm always giving him a hard time.
I'm not going to do anything that can get me close to getting into trouble. There's a three-pointer. Lewis and Clark is on the scoreboard. Kaylee Bishop from Jacinta Buckley. A three-point basket to get things going. Lewis and Clark is on the board. Yeah, so they're out of the Greater Spokane League. They're also having a very good season. 4-1 in conference play in the GSL 4A and 7-1 overall. Tigers get the ball back. There they go, and good passing. Jacinta Buckley, I'm going to tell you some more about her. WF West into front court. They've got the white uniforms and the black uniforms with the orange and white for Lewis and Clark. Geographically, Lewis and Clark is going from right to left and east to west here in the opposite direction of the actual Glacier Peak. They're heading towards the Olympics. There's a shot on the left side that's going to come off the rim.
And going the opposite way than WF West.
That is a really good observation. So WF West is going now to our right. They have the basketball. Quick spin move. That's a big body to try to get by right there. Big number 44. They switched off. That is Ariana Reeves out there. And a 5-0 lead. 3 seconds on the shot clock. WF West going to have to do something. They can't get it done. Shot clock violation. Bearcats. Timeout has been called. 30-second timeout called by WF West to trying to get things straightened out here, down by a 5-0 score. 6:15 left to go first quarter on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Welcome back here as we are live at Glacier Peak High School. Todd, you know, it's really been a joy to spend the entire day with you. And I mean that. It's been fun. We got settled in here. I know you got set up yesterday, right?
That's correct. Yesterday afternoon we came down here and set all this stuff up.
And you put massive security cameras on everything, and everything was here when you got here. That's good.
Boy, that
was
makes
there
for a really great start to your day when all your equipment.
Oh gosh. Three-pointer, how about that? That is Kaylee Bishop again from Ariana Reeves, and it's 8-0. WF West can't buy a basket as of yet. Reeves just on the baseline right there, going to give it back to the Bearcats. And WF West will inbound over on the right side. 5:54 to go in the first quarter. We've given away our T-shirts, 3 of them so far with the player of the game. We'll do that again in this one. There's a three-pointer. That's from Maggie Vidala. Finally gets WF West on the scoreboard. 5:32 to go in the first quarter, and that one's going to be broken up. Bearcats will come out of backcourt right now. Bearcats just like the Monroe Bearcats here nearby. Head coach Tom Kelly was looking for a foul that time. Not called, as Lewis and Clark will come out of backcourt now. That is competitive sports over there in the Greater Spokane League. Schools like Gonzaga Prep, University of Spokane, Ferris High School. Underneath, man, Buckley getting it done. 10-3. WF West got to have their A game to stay up with this Lewis and Clark team that is off and running to a good start. They move the ball. That's been such a key from what we've seen today, is really good defense and moving the basketball like right there. Drea Brumfeld coming through with the basket off the strong pass from Courtney Bennett.
And somebody in her face.
Going the other direction. Buckley misses the basket, and WF West will get it back. Chance to shrink this deficit some more. And it was 8-0, so at least they've been able to put something together to outscore Lewis and Clark 6-2. They got the basketball now as they switch off over on the right side. There's a pass. Badala misses on the shot. Battling for the rebound, Reeves. And it's going to be won by WF West. Chloe Atkins showing some good speed out there so far in the early part of this game. Drea Brumfield. And we have a block. This is going to go against Lewis and Clark. That will be on Andy Zylak, her first foul. First team foul.
Number 15.
Into the game for Lewis and Clark is Jamin Sides. She is a sophomore, averages 4 points per game. That's just the first team foul against either squad so far in the early going. Oh, that one telegraphed. Picked off. Buckley gets it over on the left side. Misses on the shot. Now that pass over to the left side going to Dominique Arquette, who missed. Fouls on Courtney Bennett, her first team foul. We got 2 shots. At the line is Dominique Arquette from the stripe, brought to you by Gamut 360 Holdings. Property development here in Snohomish County and in King County. Got something nice going in Marysville, don't they, there?
Boy, they got a couple of great projects up there. We went up and toured them, took a bunch of photos, and I got to tell you what, that's some nice houses.
Shot is good on the second one. Debbie Larson keeping field goal statistics in this one for us.
I don't know how you recruited her in the middle of a 4-game set, but however you did that.
It's a call that she started and got here as soon as she can from another
Does she know
commitment.
You or something?
Yeah, we just ran into each other out in the hallway.
That's
and
what I thought. I was like,
worked
wow,
out pretty good.
That's skill.
Foul's called against Drea Brumfield. Her first, team second foul. At the foul line will be Arquette. Her second trip to the stripe, brought to you by Speedway Chevrolet. Not to be confused with the Evergreen Speedway.
You are the man.
There's the shot, second one in. 12-6. Back up to a 6-point lead. 3:22 to go in the first quarter. Keep you on top of that as well as WF West works it around. That is Annika Waring and misses the shot. Now foul at the tail end of it. That's going to go against Sarah Hawkinson, who just entered the game. She's a senior. First and the team's third foul. As the Tigers will bring it out of backcourt. Well, you're at that point too, Todd, right now, as Lewis and Clark throws it out of bounds. Kind of about to lead to my point there with 3:02 left to go in the first quarters. We've seen these games open up in the second quarter, really. And really, we'll see what happens here. It's a 6-point game at this juncture, but will Will WF West be able to tighten it up, or will Lewis and Clark just keep expanding on it? And that is going to be a foul called against WF West. That's not a good thing for them. Waring called for the foul. That's her first.
Well, I personally don't think it was a good showing for Edmonds Woodway. I think they're a lot better team than that.
Yeah, I was really surprised how that turned out.
I talked to a few ex-coaches down on the sidelines that were watching them, and they said the same thing. They said, well, they just kind of beat themselves.
Yeah, just kind of kept waiting for them to come around. It didn't happen as they lost by 17 points.
Well, with that defense,
60-43.
it was awesome, and they got a lot of looks at the basket. It just is unbelievable that they didn't get more of those to drop.
Well, I tell you, we got somebody taped up with that injury tape to help him heal. That's Drea Brumfield on the right shoulder and arm. Taking it to the rack and dropping it in is Sarah Hawkinson. 4-point lead for the Tigers. 2:27 left in the first quarter. That's a sweet move. Zylak. Her first 2 points of the game. And coming through, cutting quick is Brumfield. And that'll be a foul called against Lewis and Clark as she cut into the lane really well.
Foul number 12, Kaylee Bishop, her first, team second.
Kaylee Bishop called for her first foul, second team. And recapping who our adrenaline players of the game have been today. In the first one, it was Haley Grambo of Glacier Peak. 12 points, 6 steals, just a great performance. Missed shot. Hawkinson staying with it. That's fighting hard for your points. Every little bit counts. Cuts it to a 4-point deficit. 1:58 left in the first quarter. WF West trying to hang in there. Out of bounds it goes, and that's going to stay with the Tigers. And then in our second game, that was Kent Lake against Sunnyside. Player of the game was Cameron Rodriguez. She is a junior. Had 21 points and hit 3 3-pointers. That great shot by Buckley. Buckley with 6 points now. Underneath, too hard. She was wide open underneath there and just pushed it up too hard, Todd. It's frustrating to see because you go, that's a gimme right there. There's Buckley again. Flat and off the rim, gets the rebound. She hustles hard out there, and now the pass goes to Zylak. Back to Buckley, way up top, and that worked out absolutely perfectly. Kaylee Bishop now has 3 3-pointers, 19 points, and it's 19-10. It was down to a 4-point lead for Lewis and Clark. Now it's up to a 9-point lead, just literally like that. 1:11 to go in the first quarter, and the foul is going to be called on Caitlin Peters, her first. Third team foul. Bearcats to inbound. They need a bucket this time down. Quickly it goes in. Quickly it goes off the glass on the missed shot. That time by Brumfield. Lewis and Clark coming into front court. Buckley working for the rebound. Backs it out. Outside the arc. Traveling has been called against the Tigers. 52 seconds left in the first quarter. And once again, here's an opportunity for WF West to try to capitalize. You just can't allow Lewis and Clark, again, a team that's a couple classifications away at 4A, to run away from you because you may not be able to catch back up to them. Missed shot underneath, right side. And now Lewis and Clark with 24 on the quarter clock, 18 on the shot clock. And we've seen good patience as they've moved the ball around and been effective. 10 on the shot clock. Buckley over on the far right side. Back to Buckley, drives the lane, pull-up jumper right near the foul line, comes out of there. They'll get another crack at it. Will they get a third? We have a push. On the rebound that time, I could see that from right here, and that is the Lewis and Clark player. Call for the foul. Jamin Sides, her first foul. 4th team foul. Each team with 4 of them.
I think we had some 3 in the key also.
2.7 left on the clock here in the first quarter. Got a long way to go. Here we go. Going to try that. It's going to go short and off to the left by about 10 feet. And that's the end of the first quarter. Score is Lewis and Clark 19, WF West 10. This is STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
We head to the second quarter. It is 19-10. Lewis and Clark is on top, and WF West from Chehalis, Washington will inbound. That's kind of a neat area down there, Chehalis, Centralia.
Did you find out
down
what the
I-5?
WF
Yes, I do. I did. I found out. I've got it for you right here. I knew you were going to go there, and I'm ready. So we'll find out who WF West is or was, and get that information to you. Oh, that's a sweet three-pointer. Maddie Menke, 19-13. And those are the kind of shots that need to be made to get them back into this game. I, again, see this as a pivotal quarter, just going by the pattern as to how things have gone so far today. Reeves can't get that to drop. Now here's WF West again. Don't get ahead of themselves up with the pass into front court. Hawkinson. Got to be careful.
Fast hands.
You make the basket here. If it's 2 or 3, that's going to cut it down to either a 5 or 4 point lead for Lewis and Clark. Up high, cutting through. That is exactly the kind of play you want to make. The pass going from Brumfield to Valdala. She connects on the basket and is fouled. Chance for a 3-point play. And now you got to make this. Sativa Rogers called for the foul, her first, team foul number 5, and at the foul line is Maggie Vidala. One shot to try to make it a 3-point game. Does it. That's the first trip to the line for WF West. The Bearcats now down by 3 points with 6:58 to go in the second quarter. You know what's fun, Todd, and I won't be here tomorrow, but you know, you're going to be here obviously for all 3 days with the production and stuff. There's a soft shot in for a basket. Caitlin Peters with her first 2 points of the game, back to a 5-point lead. Is that, you get to come in and do this 3 days in a row of enjoying all this, what's going on here. That's pretty fun. Basket is good by Drea Brumfield. That gives her 5 points. Gets it back to a 3-point Lewis and Clark lead. Lost out of bounds, and that's going to stay with the Tigers.
I think that's only one way to look at it. You realize that this is fun, but it's also work because we're trying to put a good show.
Well, that's true. I do get that. I'm not acting like you're kicking back in a Barca lounger.
Well, I'd like to have a nap.
There's a 3-point basket made over there by Dominique Arquette. 3-pointer for Arquette. Back to a 6-point lead. Stays with the Bearcats with 6:09 to go in the second quarter. But no, you've obviously got a lot going on and things here that you want to make sure to have all set and lined up. Missed shot, and they're going hard the other direction That's a break for WF West. She just lost control of things at the end and didn't get the shot to fall. Underneath, lost out of bounds. So those that missed down on that end was Arquette, and they were trying to go inside to Maddie Hawkinson, a senior who averages 12.8 points per game. Inbound pass, deflected away. And there goes the Tigers again. Good defense. Buckley is right there. She's able to find Arquette. Can't get the shot to fall. And they just twirled through that time. That was sweet. Dominique Arquette on the pass from Caitlin Peters. Arquette has 5 in the quarter and now 7 in the contest. It is an 8-point lead for Lewis and Clark. And, you know, Todd, one of the things that we see with basketball is that these teams that are behind, they take a lot of effort to try to catch up. And then when you're just about there, you go, okay. And then the other team has seen their lead evaporate, and they go, okay, time to kick it into gear again. Or that team trailing makes a couple of mistakes and helps the other team.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of times they catch up and they're like, okay, we can rest for a second. Good teams don't do that.
Right. You just keep taking it to them. Out on the right side. That was a work of art right there off the pass from Rogers. And they make it on the other end. Bennett comes through with the basket. But a 9-point lead again. That matches the biggest lead of the game for Lewis and Clark with 4:53 to go in the second quarter. Buckley, left-handed pull-up jumper. Sharp looking right there. WF West will take a 30-second timeout, and we will as well. It's STSPN.com. 4:49 left to go in the second quarter.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We're going to dig a little deeper into the Lewis and Clark Tigers of Spokane. Again, their head coach is Gabe Medrano in his second season. And so far this year, 4-1 in the Greater Spokane League, 7-1 overall. Last year they went 11-3 in conference play. That's respectable, and 16-9 overall, and then 2-3 in the playoffs. In the regionals, they had their season end losing to Woodinville of Kinko. It's an 11-point lead. Thrown out of bounds. Lewis and Clark's going to get it back. Now, I was talking about Jacinta Buckley and just how effective she's been out there. She averages 19.4 points per game. And she is a commit to go play basketball at UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Division I school, and she definitely shows that Division I talent out there. They're giving her a bit of a break right now, but she has played hard. In fact, they've got some of their starters. Reeves is on the bench. Thrown away. Again, Todd, this is a crucial point right here for WF West to turn the tide back around in their favor.
Well, they have to realize that they have to keep playing hard. When they catch up, they have to keep playing that same way.
Up top.
Down low.
Yeah, we got a foul, a whistle called, blown. Dominique Arquette called for her first foul, 6th team foul. One more and it shots the rest of the half with 4:15 to go in the second quarter. Inbound pass. Going to be knocked away as Hawkinson couldn't hold on to it, and here come the Tigers once again, scratching and clawing out of backcourt. Grizzlies, Tigers.
Oh my.
Buckley working it around the perimeter. Big shot from the right side, 3-pointer. Kaylee Bishop has 12 points, and guess what? They're all 3-pointers. She's hit 4 of them. 34-20, and now the Tigers starting to put in some distance between themselves and the Bearcats. Yeah, you got that too. Tigers and Bearcats out there. Dropping it in will be Hawkinson. Her first 2 points, 12-point lead. Buckley, quick shovel. That would have been something had it gone in because it was so smooth working it around the horn that time, but WF West comes out of there with the rebound with 3:12 to go in the second quarter. A 12-point lead. Winner of this game will play against Tijuana tomorrow at 6:15 in the second semifinal game. 1-1 is coming up. This will be team foul number 7 against Lewis and Clark with 3:03 to go in the second quarter. That's going to go on Jamin Sides, her second. At the completion of the contest here, we will have our selection of the Adrenaline Player of the Game. Also special thanks to our presenting sponsors, Raritan's of Monroe, and also Ace Hardware of Everett and Lake Stevens.
Well, those the Lewis and Clark girls were watching the Player of the Game shirt being awarded, and I got to tell you, all of them look like we're going to play hard just for that shirt.
Well, and they're very nice. You custom made them for this.
Oh, yeah.
Courtney Bennett misses the front end of that, not going to get a second one. And the 12-point lead holds with 2:55 to go in the second quarter. Up far on the left side, travel call. Now, Lewis and Clark has had great success through the years at the state tournament. Finished second going back to 1988. Let's go through some timeline here. 1989, they finished third. 03, they were fifth. 05, fifth. And then they had a great string of state championships 3 years in a row and 4 out of 5 years. That started in 06. They were kind of working their way up there in 03 and 05. And then in 06, they won it all. Did it again in 07 and in 08. They three-peated, Todd. That is not easy, not by at any level.
Is that different than no, I forgot what a four-pole?
I'm watching the train go careening down the tracks there.
A four-pole?
Yeah, that's one less than a four-pole. Jamin Sides with the foul, her third, and keep an eye on that, and that is team foul number 8. At the foul line is Maddie Hawkinson. So they won it again in 2011. They had a great stretch there. 6, 7, 8. Okay, so they won it 4 out of 6 years, and then in 09 they were 5th, didn't place in 2011, rebuilding, and then they got back there and won it in 2011, and 4 state championships. Now you put them with Central Valley out over there out of Viradale, and Spokane has definitely sent a lot of state champions home from Tacoma winning there. That's going to be stepping out of bounds. Stays at a 12-point lead, 2:20 left to go in the second quarter. Mark Ockett, Todd Elvig, Debbie Larson bringing you the action on STSPN globally.
It is globally.
Buckley again coming through. She's got 4 in the quarter, 10 in the game. 2:07 to go second quarter, and as the ball goes out of bounds, last touch by the Tigers. Now, just to do a spot check and an update, while we have just a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, can you see if we still have those people hooked up where they were? We had them in Vietnam, also in Canada, and in the United Kingdom. Have we had any switching around there? Maybe picked up somebody in Uganda.
Let me take a little look here.
Driving to the basket and making it will be Maddie Hawkinson off the pass from Waring. 12-point lead, 1:37 to go second quarter. I just love how you can find that information out so quick. Does it just like, how do you know? I mean, does it say something on there that I must? Or does it show a geographic map? Reeves connects on the basket. Just like that, Lewis and Clark comes back. 1:20 to go second quarter and a 14-point lead for the Lewis and Clark Tigers.
I'll have to explain how analytics work sometime.
Am I going to have to register for this course?
Yeah, that's
1:06 to go in the second quarter. That was a bit off the mark. Tigers working into front court. Buckley, yeah, she's just got great court presence out there. And physically she's got a sound build too for where she's going to be at Division I. Just strong. And there's another 2 points. Strong first half, 12 of them.
Okay, we still have Canada.
Yeah, okay.
We've got Japan.
Oh,
That's
Japan has joined us.
We lost Vietnam.
Oh. Well, maybe they had to shut it. I guess we got a time difference to deal with too.
But we've got Australia now.
Oh, Australia has joined us. So, I mean, literally I can say hello to them in Australia. There's 7 on the shot clock, 12 on the quarter clock. I'll be able to do that without hopefully losing focus of the game here. It's a 16-point lead. Biggest lead of the game for the Tigers. They'd like to put some more on there. Do they? They do. That's right near the end of the half. Kaylee Bishop lighting it up. She's got 15 points, 5 3-pointers for Kaylee Bishop. Wow, what a strong first half for her. And we got to put her in the lead for the right there with Jacinta Buckley, I think, for the player of the game. If it stays like this, it's another one-sided game, 43-24. And we'll be back to our domestic viewers and, of course, those in Washington and our good friends in Japan, Canada, and Australia right here on STSPN.com. Good day. We'll be back with more.
Nice.
Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family. That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens. We'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen Way in Everett. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
As records tumbled and enemies cried, came the birth of a legend. But we did not sleep. We did not rest. With knowledge gained and lessons learned, a legend was born to search and destroy. Respect the beast, but don't wake the monster.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
up for the second half, and our score is Lewis and Clark 43 and WF West 24 in game 4 of 4 today. This is one that's going to set up the stage for the second semifinal game. I do want to make sure to give that information out as to where the origin of WF West High School comes from. It's officially William F. West High School, and that is there in Chehalis, Washington. Trying to guesstimate how many miles that is from here. About 100, something like that. 110.
William F. West.
William F. West. It was named for local businessman William F. West, who donated money and land to the school district. And it used to be called Chehalis High School. Let's see, renamed WF West High School in 1951. So the school itself opened in 1892. So how about that?
Well, now, do they have anything to do with the movie Wild Wild West?
I don't know. We could dig a little deeper into that. So, hey, here's something for you. Some famous graduates. Dave Dowling, former Major League Baseball player. There's a missed shot. Also, Andy Olson, head coach of the Arena League Football League Spokane Shock. Current Major League Baseball player, Washington National player Brock Peterson. And 5-year CEO and president of Starbucks, Orrin Smith.
Wow.
All went to WF West High School. Not to be confused with Mark Morris High School, which is in Longview, where Debbie's relatives went to school. Nobody scored yet except there.
Now, you asked me.
Jacinta Beckley.
I'm turning up number 2's mic here. We still do have the Japanese.
You do have the Japanese contingent on. It's a 22-point lead for Lewis and Clark, and that's inside. That will be Drea Brumfeld, and that'll take her up to 7 points in the game. And so we do want to say hello to our viewers over in Japan. Does it show you what part of Japan they're at?
It does not.
Okay, so
the only ones I can break down cities on is in the U.S.
Okay, we got a foul coming up here. That's against Waring, her second. First team foul. 2 shots. They're going to realign this one. At the foul line will be Andy Zylak. So, Debbie, just at least want to say hi here. Hello.
Wow.
How about that, huh?
That's impressive. I don't care who you are.
Huh?
that is impressive.
Give her a little more volume here. We'll have her say something else, too. Oh, yeah, come on. You were phenomenal on that. I thought she was a little bit just keeping an eye on things. Fluent. So, something about happy holidays or something like, oh, come on. Put your mic down, dude. Just turn her up for just a second there.
I got her up.
Okay. And we're going to have the inbound pass coming up for him, Lewis and Clark.
Invite them to next year's
Top of the Peak tournament? Yeah. Are they going to have one next year?
They do. I mean, I don't know if it'll be Top of the Peak, but it'll be.
Reeves falls up with the basket. 23-point lead for the Tigers. They've got it one-sided, and that is a basket underneath by Maddie Hawkinson. 6:35 to go in the third quarter. So,
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Very good.
That's awesome.
And why don't you wrap it up with a Happy Valentine's, which is just around the corner. That we'll see the cards out in the stores probably already. That foul is going to go against WF West. That goes against Waring. That's her third foul, second team foul. Ball's out of bounds, 6:27 to go, third quarter. A 21-point lead for Lewis and Clark as they're in a strong bid here to play Chiawana tomorrow at 6:15 in our second semifinal game. So, Debbie, one last blast there to our friends in Japan. And we'll let you get back to strictly doing field goals. We got an offensive foul. Let's just set who this is. And again, thanks for people viewing throughout the world. That goes against Reeds. Reeves called for her first foul.
I'll say come next year. 来年ぜひバスケットボール見に来てください。
It just kills me.
Yeah, I know. It's fun.
It is. I mean, you have no idea what she's saying, but I mean, it looks, it sounds.
As long as she does and they do in Japan, we're in great shape. And it just makes me crave sushi after the game.
Well, I don't even know if I can make my tongue and my lips even make any of those noises. Yeah, I can speak Canadian.
Yeah, because actually, you're from Minnesota originally, so they're pretty close.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. So
foul was that time against Dominique Arquette, her second team foul. 5:44 to go, third quarter, and
keep watching STSPN, eh?
You never know. It's about time people got on board all the time, and not sure where they're viewing up there in Canada, but thanks for tuning in. Sometimes you just wonder how people find us, and then maybe just watching basketball for fun or just scoping things out a little bit, or they have relatives in the game. Could be. Travel call.
More than likely, they've got somebody that they know.
Yeah.
We do get the casual viewers, but mostly you'll see where there's family members of different countries.
It was 43-24 at half, and now 49-28. Both teams kind of exchanging baskets out there. Buckley over on the left side. Really have enjoyed watching her play. And also Kaylee Bishop, 5 3-pointers in that first half. Oh, I wanted to get to the shooting percentage. In the first half, Lewis and Clark 18 for 27, 67%, and WF West 9 for 21. Another foul. Again, this game is definitely leaning hard towards Lewis and Clark.
Her second, team's fourth. Going to the line to shoot 2 for WF West.
Foul that time is called against Bishop, her second. 2 shots.
In the game for Lewis and Clark, number 30.
Brumfield gets her first foul shot made in the game. 49-29. The time we get going tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The first game will feature the Peninsula Seahawks against the Kent Lake Falcons. Winner of that game goes on to play on Saturday at 11:45 a.m. Offensive foul. Now Saturday you start out earlier, don't you?
We do, but we finish earlier too. I called the league president and told him, I said, listen, we got to get done a little bit earlier on Saturday. And they said, all right, we'll move the games up.
Because I know, and if I know one thing, it's that Sunday is family day at the Elvig house.
Absolutely.
It is. You've made that clear to me.
Yep.
It's don't bother me, Mark, on Sundays. So there is Brumfield with the basket, getting it done. Digging in more on WF West, her sister, senior forward Erica Brumfield, missing the season this year after ACL surgery, and she's committed to Portland State to play basketball for the Vikings. Travel call, 17-point lead, and 4:18 left to go in the third quarter.
I thought you were going to bring up something more about William F. West.
I don't know that I can find any more information on him.
Well, I just said with the way you said it.
We're just going right down the checklist because we wanted to get that information about William F. West and also be able to address our viewers over in Japan, and we've done that.
And I took
did a little tilt of the hat to the people we had in Australia, Vietnam, United Kingdom, and they were on earlier, and God save the Queen. That foul called against Jacinta Beckley, her second. 6 team fouls.
I can't believe she speaks Japanese. I want to come hang out with you guys. That's got to be a good time if there's any alcohol involved.
Put the kimono on, and yeah.
some sake, is that correct?
Perhaps, but you know, this non-alcoholic sake.
I've been to Japan a couple of times.
Well, you and for those out there, Todd was in the Navy for 12 years. Did you do some tours in that area?
Yokosuka and I'm trying to remember the other ones.
Waring was called for a 4th foul, 3rd team foul. Now that's going to go the other way. It goes against Lewis and Clark, their 7th team foul, and that's going to be on Sides, her 4th foul. We got a timeout, 30-second timeout. 3:53 to go, 3rd quarter, right here on the internationally known STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
49-32 is the score. 3rd quarter action at Glacier Peak High School, the 4th and final game of our first day here at the top of the Peak Holiday Tournament. Now Ron Henthorn is going to be on for the first 3 games tomorrow. Might have somebody joining him doing some color with him in that. And then Tom Lafferty will be here for the 4th game, which will be the 2nd semifinal game at 6:15 between Chiawana and the winner of this game. This was getting a little bit closer. 17-point differential. Buckley called for her 3rd foul. Brumfield at the foul line. That's tough right there. She's just a freshman. Now look at her. Just a freshman, averaging 14 points per game. Her sister is going to Portland State. And Todd, you know, this young lady stays healthy and keeps on the path she's going. She's going to be playing Division I basketball.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's just no doubt about that. From what we're seeing out here, she has a total of 6 points in the quarter, 11 in the game. It's 49-34. Let's give her 12 in the game. So WF West trying to hang in there. Travel call against Lewis and Clark is the Bearcats putting a little pressure on. 18 fouls for Lewis and Clark and 3 against WF West. Jamin Sides has 4 to lead Lewis and Clark. Buckley has 3. Well, it's just been fun out here throughout the entire day. I got here right around noon, and what are we now? So you kind of lose track of time when you're in like this.
Although you predicted 11:30, I'm not sure how you got off by half an hour.
Well, hold on. When did I say that?
Take a look at your text there.
All right, I'll go back. Now we have a change that goes out of bounds. Well, I had to make a food stop. That kind of slowed me down a little bit. 15-point lead. WF West trying to cut into it. That's not going to happen with plays like that. Stealing the ball with Sativa Rogers. And connects. That's right. I do remember sending that 17-point lead. And doggone it. For WF West, they've tried to close the gap. But like we've seen in the previous 3 games, tough to do so once these teams have the lead. Offensive foul.
What was that sign he made, that thing against the head?
The kid back of the head, arm forward. That goes against Maddie Hawkinson. Her first team foul number 5.
How come I don't ever
Fourth
see Raj
foul.
make a cool call like that with hitting his head with it? I'm going to talk to him after the game.
Yeah, break down the video. 17-point lead. Wide open on the left side. That one hits the guide wire. That's out of bounds. Going to go back to the Bearcats. Checking back in for WF West will be Tehani Henry. She was in briefly in the first half.
I'm not sure that's a wire. I think that's a strap.
That's the guide strap. Keeps the basket on line, and it lines it up. Bearcats into front court. Oh, Brumfield lost a handle on it, but with somebody tied on her. Still, just it's fun to focus on when you see a player coming along like that. And they've got a few freshmen they're working into the lineup. Now, there's some more information on WF West. Tom Kelly, the head coach, his granddaughter, Kiara Steen, was a point guard for the state championship team this past spring, or right before spring. They were at the state tournament at the Sun Dome in Yakima. Grandson Caden Kelly is a junior point guard for the boys team this year.
Are they related to Chip Kelly?
Boom. I don't, not heard anything about that. That's another one for Bishop. Three-pointer. She's got 6 of them. 18 points. 20-point lead, 54-34. And the Tigers just in command now at this point. Chance to pile on some more points, drive over onto the right side, and there's a player wide open. Now even more wide open for a three-pointer. That's good. They just moved it so well. Bishop hits another one. That is, and I double check on this, but I've got her for 7 3-pointers. And just like in our previous game when Delaney Pink came through, what she hit? 6 of them, 21 points. Bishop has all her points from 3 land. Underneath us, tough miss. Brumfield couldn't connect on that one. Come the Tigers again. Oh. Player did not have position, it looked like. No, they will call an offensive foul. I was going to say it was close. That foul is going to go against Rogers, her second.
Went down hard.
23-point lead. Now you got to think tomorrow, Todd, that these games are going to tighten up just by the fact that they've been one-sided throughout the entire day, starting with our first game at 1 o'clock, which was a 15-point win for Glacier Peak, then a 31-point win for Sunnyside, a 17-point win for Chiawana, and this one is a 23-point game in favor of Lewis and Clark. But as they're playing forward and what we've seen from the teams, I got to think, there's Buckley. Quick hands, drives the other way. That was picturesque. 16 points for her. 25-point lead.
Yeah, I would say that just the teams I see playing, like Glacier Peak and Sunnyside, that's going to be an insane matchup.
And even in the games where of the loser games,
no, that's right.
There too, Peninsula and Kent Lake, we could see a good matchup there. Maybe
really good matchup.
More evenly matched in that regard. It depends. And then Edmonds Woodway against, as it looks right now, WF West. So it's winding down in the third quarter, shot clock dead, and 10 seconds on the clock. A 25-point lead for Lewis and Clark. Driving to the basket and missing is Rogers. That's going out of bounds. Bearcats will get it back. Got to move it up court pretty quickly. Fired up, 1 second. That's the end of 3 quarters. Our score, 59-34. Lewis and Clark is on top by 25 points, looking real good for them as they came through with 16 points in that quarter, 10 points for WF West, and that's where we sit going into the 4th and final quarter here at Glacier Peak High School in the first day of the Top of the Peak Holiday Tournament. Game number 4. We'll be back with more on STSPN.com.
I've been wanting to buy this truck, and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Rairdens of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Rairdens of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Rairdens of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
I'm not talking about on
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
We bring you live action going to the fourth quarter now on STSPN.com. I'm Mark Ockett along with Todd Elvig and Debbie Larson, bringing you the bilingual coverage in both English and Japanese at times here this evening. And a 25-point lead for Lewis and Clark, well in command on this one. So now at the end of the first quarter, they led 19-10. At halftime, they were up 43-24. They had a big second quarter. And that's been the story, Todd. The second quarter in each and every one of these four games has really been the difference maker. Even though they had a 9-point lead at the end of the first quarter, it's the second quarter throughout that has really driven the nail in.
Yeah, I think they show their dominance in the second quarter, and I think that's where either they go into the locker room, they come out refreshed, or they don't.
Mm-hmm. Out of bounds, Tigers ball. 7:30 left in the fourth quarter. Debbie, have you enjoyed your time up here in this? You got here about midway through the last game.
She's not live. You want me to make her live?
Oh, okay, we'll leave her off there. Out of bounds. Last touched by Lewis and Clark. Back to the Bearcats. With 7:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Well, you're coming into this season, and you're looking at the preseason rankings. In girls 4A, Lewis and Clark ranked second in the state coming in.
No kidding.
Sunnyside ranked 5th in 4A. Those two teams are both here. Glacier Peak ranked 10th. That tells you a lot right there. 3 of those top 10 preseason picks, as Beckley gets it done, are here in this tournament. That's just on the 4A side. Edmonds Woodway on the 3A side, ranked 8th to start the season. I mean, this tournament is stacked up. It feels like a state tournament as far as the energy level. We just want to see some closer games. That is Zylac. 29-point lead now for Lewis and Clark with 6:15 to go in the fourth quarter. And if you're WF West, just holding on for dear life at this point because Lewis and Clark is just on top of it.
And if you're Mike West,
everything seems to be working. What's that?
I said, and if you're Mike West, you should give us a call.
Here we go, down the other direction. We'll stay now with Lewis and Clark. Again, we get going tomorrow. Our first game will be at 1 o'clock. Then we have another one at 2:45, 4:30, and 6:15. So it's the same schedule as today here on STSPN.com. This is all Pacific Standard Time. Long-range jumper over off the left side. I think that's maybe the first or second one that Kaylee Bishop has missed. We have her for 7 3-pointers and 21 points in the game. Foul goes against number 31, Mac Minke, who just came in. First foul, team's 5th foul. At the foul line, shooting 2 will be Jamin Sides.
Number 30, Jamin Sides. In the game for WF West, number 15, Maddie Minke.
And they're just getting some players a chance to get in there and see some action, Todd. Obviously now a big 29-point lead, chance to right here with the foul shot take it up to 30. There it is. As we've seen throughout the afternoon and now into the evening, getting a number of players an opportunity to get out there, and they'll be going tomorrow and on Saturday too.
Well, that's the secret, a deep bench. Nobody exhibits that better than Steve Johnson over there at Jackson. He's very famous for working his bench.
I love it when coaches do that too. It's so nice to see that when you can get them all in at some point in time. And there's times when you're sitting there going, okay, it's this big of a lead. Now it's at 30 points here. Why are so-and-so players still out there? As they have made a number of substitutions. Like you've got Buckley on the bench. You see if Bishop's still out there. Bishop's got the ball right now. Back up top to Sativa Rogers. I've been impressed by her play in the guard position. She's really quick. Does well distributing the ball. Traveling call. Riaz looked really good with that travel call too, by the way, didn't he?
I like that when he gets assertive like that.
Yeah, that's really Riaz Kanji at his finest. I've always felt he had one of the best travel calls of the Snohomish Officials Association.
He's going to like you for that.
Now there's a new player, and that's Lexi Roberts. She's a freshman for WF West, and again, bench is getting emptied out here, and we make our way towards the finish line. We will, of course, have our selection of the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game. It's going to be a 10th team foul, and it goes against Kaylee Bishop, her third.
No, it is a two-way school, correct?
That's right. WF West is a 2A school. They are in the Evergreen 2A League. So you got, and just running through this here for the sake of classifications of the 8 schools. So you got Chiawana, that's a 4A school. Edmonds Woodway is Wesco 3A nearby. Glacier Peak, the host school, is Wesco 4A. Also Kent Lake, North Puget Sound League 4A. Lewis and Clark 4A. Peninsula is 3A out of the South Sound Conference. Sunnyside 4A and WF West is 2A.
Well,
that'd be 5 4As, 2 3As, and 1 2A. And they're strong programs.
It speaks to the program because for them to be invited to the tournament means that they respect their play.
Yeah, and again, I'm just here for this today. I had other obligations coming up, but I tell you what, we want to give Glacier Peak a great hand for and thank you for putting this all together. That's a lot of coordinating to get a tournament when you got 8 teams, including your own team, here in town to play in this. And there's questions about from these schools from out of town. And, okay, what's a good hotel to stay at? And you try to get a good rate so that you may be able to get more than one team in at that same hotel and save some money on the whole situation. Plus, where do you eat? The whole bit,
Well, I like to save the money thing. I got to tell you.
Where do you wash your uniforms at?
That's
true.
I had football players, not basketball, and this seems like it would be an expensive sport. A lot of travel.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you look at the schedules, you see them playing these holiday tournaments, and some of them will go out of state. Well, even like this, there's, the transportation, gasoline, things along those lines. Still sitting at 64-34, folks. We haven't had anything to add to that. Foul called. That's against Sativa Rogers. 30-point lead for Lewis and Clark. Of course, I'll be keeping track of things tomorrow, checking as we can do on our smartphones or smart TVs exactly what's going on with this tournament. You get attached to what's happening.
Gets quiet all
Yeah. Didn't get either one of them. Rogers pulls it down, blasting hard out of backcourt. Told you she was quick. And the refs just trying to keep it honest right down to the end. Again, a thank you to all our sponsors. Our presenting sponsors today, Ace Hardware of Lake Stevens and Everett. Also, Raritan's Dodge Chrysler Jeep of Monroe. Scoreboard sponsor, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric. From the Stripe, free throw sponsors, Gamut 360 Holdings and Speedway Chevrolet. Player of the game package, adrenaline fundraising, and oh, that was close for Bishop. And our timeout sponsor, McDaniels Do-It Center of Snohomish. Thanks to all of you
for making it possible.
Just back and forth. Oh, she gets that to drop. It's like, is it going to fall in there? And it does. Finally, somebody breaks that skid. Neither team had scored for a while. And getting it done is Jamin Sides. That's her first field goal of the game. 2:26 to go in the fourth quarter. Longwood by Brumfield. You know, the thing too, Todd, is it's fun to watch these players develop. I also do public address for the state tournament down there in Tacoma, which is right there at the end of February, first part of March. And it's fun to see these players that'll come along like Brumfield. Say you see Lewis and Clark. I have a pretty good hunch we might see WF West. Well, they're over at the Sundome, but Lewis and Clark, you look at Bishop or Buckley, Reeves, and the number of players on this team. I got a pretty good hunch we're going to see them at the Tacoma Dome come state tournament time as they work their way through the Greater Spokane League schedule, and lots of substitutions now, number of players coming out for WF West. But that's fun too when you see somebody like the freshman Drea Brumfield, and then you know they'll get back there through the years and watch her development, and then you find out where she's going to end up going to. Or there are other players too that will come along that come out of nowhere and go, man, as they develop in their junior, sophomore years, senior years.
And families.
Yeah, exactly. They have a great host family program down there at the Tacoma Dome, too, which has been going on for about 35 years. Foul that time against Kyla McCollum. She's also a freshman that has come in here in the fourth quarter. 67-34. Now they have that opportunity to double things up, and again, he gets to that point where you got the substitutes out there, but they like, obviously, if you're in their shoes too, you want to get that playing time, Todd. You want to work on things. You want it to be more than drills and practice, and all that is helpful and effective, but it's game action is where you really get your most improvement, because you're going to be around people that you're not against every day in practice.
Fouled out?
Yeah, we have a foul out here. That's going to be Jamin Sides with her fifth foul. Checking in for is Ella Damon, who is a sophomore. Give Ella Damon a chance. We're number 2 out there to get some playing time. Mac Menke is at the foul line. They've put a lot of players out. Just taking a look at, looks like they've used 10 players for WF West. And then on the other side, pretty much gone through that roster for Lewis and Clark. Again, they come in with 6 seniors, no juniors, 5 sophomores, 1 freshman. 5 seniors over there for WF West. Out of bounds it goes, 1:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Oh, Todd, I didn't get a chance to give you the stock market report. That was from earlier today at 1 o'clock, so I did want to squeeze that in.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Dow Industrials up 260.37 to take it to 23,138.82. So in the past 2 days, up about 1,300. That works. NASDAQ 65.79 up 25.14. And individual stocks, Boeing, we certainly like to see them do well in these parts. They're up $3.21 to $317.14. And McDonald's, which we both supported today, up
I'm embarrassed to say
$1.68 to $175.71. So that is your stock market report. And we'll go ahead and have.
Well, it was all doom and gloom there a couple days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, for about a week and a half. But the way it's been, it could still go that. You got to be careful. But it's nice to see it pick up some traction there. $1:34 to go in the fourth quarter. We've just covered everything today, haven't we? We've got William F. West. We've got the hello to our friends internationally, the stock market report.
Yeah,
and 4 games.
The ground we
pretty
covered is
complete.
incredible.
Pretty complete day. Underneath, can't get it. Looks like you see, and I'm going to go ahead and select our player of the game as Kaylee Bishop. Now, Jacinta Buckley had a great game. Obviously, she's going to get plenty of awards, and she's going to UNLV. But Kaylee Bishop averaging 8.7 points per game. I have her for 7 3-pointers. All of her points from behind the arc. 21 points.
Wow.
Yeah, so she has had a phenomenal evening out here.
So about a third of the points.
Yeah, essentially you're right. That is true. Yeah, I'm going to confirm on that for
That's
the
just an
3-pointers.
estimation. That's just a estimation.
That she's had a third of the points? Well, if she's got 21, and a third would be 23, so that's pretty close. 51 seconds left in another round. I'm just feeling on fire math-wise here. Let me just check here.
But you got your smartphone out there. You might use your calculator on that.
What are we checking into there? I'm doing some calculations. I'm trying to get a
69
confirmation.
divided by 3, that's a hard one.
Yeah. It's taxing me. I'm just double checking to make sure Bishop, she's either got 6 or 7. I just want to confirm on that. Miss on the other end. That's going to be taking it down to 45 seconds left to go on the 4th quarter. Now, I'll run down all the games we have coming up tomorrow. Make sure once we get set here with the player of the game, and we're going to have Debbie go down and get her. And I'm not sure if Kaylee speaks Japanese or not, but we should ask her when we get her up here. That would be, wouldn't that be something? The two of them talking to each other. We just set the headphones down and go home. We can't match that.
Yeah.
At the foul line. That had an interesting entry.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Lexi Roberts gets that foul
kind
shot.
Of a dead ball on the flat spot up there, and then came back in.
We're going to take a brief break once this wraps up, and then we'll go ahead and have Kaylee Bishop come up here and talk with us. Actually, I kind of think because we can have Debbie go get her, that we'll keep it here. I want to just run down our games coming up, so then we do the interview and then close it out so Todd can go get some rest. He's going to be back here all day tomorrow, and then again starting early on Saturday.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. No. No.
There you go. Big one. Rogers, 3 points. 74-35. There's another one. They get it right back. Damon gets it at the buzzer. That's it. 76-35. So that is a 41-point victory.
She's
that's the
on
biggest.
So many levels.
Yeah, Debbie just crawled under the table to go down and get her post-game guest. That is amazing. Yeah, we're going to select Kaylee Bishop as our player of the game, number 12. And you'll give that to the gentleman downstairs to announce as our player of the game. And again, we had her for 7 3-pointers. Let's keep it right here. And 76-35 is the final score. Lewis and Clark with a big victory. Yeah, that's the most lopsided win of the day. So it was one-sided for each one of these 4 games. Although close in the first quarter, perhaps, as it was 19-10 at the end of the first, and then they really got going. And we're going to get Kaylee Bishop's going to come right here. Todd, we're going to hook her up. I'm going to get her going right now. We're going to get her a T-shirt from STSPN for becoming the 4th and final player of the game here in our 4-game broadcast day. So hold that out there, would you, Kaylee? There you go.
Oh. Hold on here.
There you go. We got top of the peak, STSPN, which is webcast live. These games are archived, so you guys, like, you go back to the hotel tonight, go to STSPN.com, all right? Okay. You can remember that, STSPN.com, and you actually will be able to see yourself, and we'll talk about it. Now, I have you for 7 3-pointers. Does that sound right?
Sure.
Okay, I think that's correct. And so 21 points. You just really had your stroke going there in that game. You got 9 points in the first quarter, and that helped get Lewis and Clark going.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what about this outside shot you got going on? And you average, it shows 8.7 per game. Was this like one of your career best games?
Not actually, but
No.
I don't know. I've always just loved to shoot the ball, and that's what I do best. So
That's
it
nice.
was on tonight. So
You guys are loaded talent-wise with your great abilities out there. I think Sativa Rogers is a fun player to watch, distributes the ball well. Of course, Jacinta Buckley is going to UNLV, 18 points for her in this one. Dominique Arquette coming through with a strong performance, and Anna Reeves out there too. So, I mean, there's just a great amount of talent.
yeah, it's a fun team to play with. For
Yeah.
Sure.
And you have a strong tradition at Lewis and Clark,
Mm-hmm.
and you're right there in Spokane. Whereabouts in town is it geographically located? Is that near downtown?
Yeah, it's downtown. Like
Right by the hospitals, right?
Yeah, when you're driving on the freeway, you pass right by it.
Okay, I know right where that is then. So some great schools over, and the Spokane area, and Lewis and Clark certainly one of them now. 8-1 on the season, and preseason Seattle Times had you picked to finish second, and I know that with what we saw out here today, we're hopefully going to see you at the state tournament coming up here in a couple of months.
Yeah, that's our goal. That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah, and you guys have had a great run through the years. So, hey, thanks so much, Kaylee Bishop. You are a senior, and you had a great performance today. 21 points, 7 3-pointers.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, and we'll go ahead and let her go and get back to her team. Again, they can watch this archived on STSPN.com through YouTube. So her parents are here. Looks like Mom is here, so we'll shake Mom's hand. And Kaylee had a great performance. Okay, so she had 21, and Beckley had the 18. Let's just, Todd, real quickly before we sign off, set the stage for tomorrow. So at 1 o'clock, that will feature Peninsula against Kent Lake. And then coming up at 2:45, Edmonds Woodway matches up against WF West. At 4:30, it'll be Glacier Peak and Sunnyside, the two Grizzlies getting after it. And then in our final game tomorrow, our second semifinal, it'll be Lewis and Clark against Chiawana. And that one, again, gets underway at 6:15. So 4 more games coming up tomorrow and 4 games to close it out. We start a little bit earlier at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Todd, thank you so much for doing this and letting us be a part of it and have a great time together.
Yeah, we have to say thank you to Kevin there. Now, we've got the athletic director for Glacier Peak on the left.
Okay.
And the girls basketball head coach on the right, Brian. And Kevin is the one.
Brian Hill.
Yep. Kevin is the one that's helped us get all of our connections here, able to have electricity and everything else, being able to make these games happen. So we really want to thank those two guys right there.
Because it would be tough if we had to hook up a generator to all this.
Well, yeah,
no, but we do appreciate it.
Okay, so the whole electricity thing is being able to leave the extension cord in place.
That's a big factor right there. And this place works out really well. It's a good-sized gym. You know, folks, come on out tomorrow or Saturday or both and bring your smartphone. Most people always have it at their hip or in their back pocket anyway. And you can watch the game live and watch us check in with what's going on with STSPN.com. Todd, thank you so much. Debbie, thank you. Also, Sarah Elvig and everybody else involved is handed over tomorrow to Ron Henthorn and Tom Lafferty to carry it, and then Tom will have it all day coming up on Saturday. We also, I think, just before we get out and get going here, he is going to have Jeff Larson will join him Friday night. That's tomorrow night. And Joel Boyer will be with him on Saturday at 10 a.m. Randy Edens doing 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. on Saturday. And he's the head coach at Lake Stevens, and Tom is still negotiating a contract with who would be there for the 11:45 game. So that'll be fun. But I don't know that we're going to have any Japanese spoken.
I doubt it.
So I'm taking her with
me. When we
me.
go off the air, I'm going to have her just say all kinds of stuff.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. So there you go, everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks for reviewing wherever you are. And we had a lot of fun today. Let's see, Todd. We started at 1, so that's 6 hours and almost 7 hours of broadcasting there. It's been a great time. Mark Ockett saying winning is for tonight and sportsmanship is for a lifetime. Take care and have a great rest of your Thursday.